It is Monday, and I can tell you everyone is freaking out about last night's mid-season finale of The Walking Dead. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? I gotta be honest, I don't know. All I can tell you for sure is the Daily Dope is in the air. Hello again and welcome back, gang. It is Monday, December 11th, 2017, and it has already been a crazy day again. It seems as if every time I turn around and I boot up the desktop to be able to get everything ready to present the show, never fails. Something is wrong with the audio. It doesn't, these virtual cables aren't working correctly. And I have to play around with it and mess around. Hopefully the sound is going to be in sync today, because the last time this happened, when I saw the YouTube video later on that was archived, the audio was just way out of sync. It was crazy. I talked about that a little bit last week. So fingers crossed, it did look okay when I took a quick recording just to make sure everything was set up, hopefully, properly. Anyway, so I am late getting started, but I have loads and loads of stuff to share with you today and got plenty of news. But the first thing I wanted to mention is that there are a lot of people who are online, and last night's mid-season finale of The Walking Dead has really got them going. Now, I am spoiler-free. I do not like to spoil things, especially for people who didn't get a chance to watch the episode last night. They've DVR'd it. Maybe they're out of town. They're waiting until they get home. Funny enough, my brother also watches The Walking Dead religiously, and he's in he's in Texas right now, and I highly doubt he got to see it. He's probably not going to be able to catch up on the last couple of Walking Dead episodes until he gets back on Friday, so I'm not saying a word. But I will mention that, come on, it's a mid-season finale, season finale. Usually somebody's going to take a dirt nap, and they want to make sure that you're going to be talking over the break. So, of course, that happened, and it was pretty funny because I knew a lot of people out there who were saying, if they kill Daryl, I'm done. I am done with the show. I almost stopped watching when they killed Glenn. Hey, that's not a spoiler. That's way back. Sorry. If you don't know that, then me telling you anything about Glenn doesn't matter, because you're not even close to being caught up with The Walking Dead. But a lot of people were talking about, oh man, if they kill Daryl, that's it. I am not watching this show anymore. So, come on, it's a zombie apocalypse. People are going to die. That's what happens. Though it was a little touching there. Nobody wants to see an episode of The Walking Dead where Rick has that tears welling up in his eyes look, and you can see he's speechless. You've seen that look umpteen times. We saw it again last night. Anyway, got lots cooking. Before I get on to the news, I do want to point out that for War Game Wednesday, this week I have 3 possibilities of a live unboxing. And on Facebook, I just have a little post there saying, you know, vote for which one of the 3. On Twitter, I do have a little poll going on right now, and all 3 are GMT titles, and we've got Here I Stand. So that is one of the options. Here I Stand, big monster edition. This is the new edition, which was marking the 500th anniversary of the Wars of the Reformation. Then I also have Next War Poland. There we go. We got Next War Poland. And a little bit smaller, but a lot of people are real big fans of the Next War series. So there was Next War Korea, which I don't know. Hopefully we're not going to see that, but we've got Next War Poland. That's another option. Or I also have, this is honestly, I think this one's heavier than Here I Stand, and Here I Stand is pretty big. But it is the American Revolution Tri-Pack. So this is pretty heavy. I'm almost thinking we may see some mounted maps, because usually, well, then again, it might just be tons and tons of counters too. But we're eventually going to see all three of these get unboxed. I'm just giving you the option of what do you want to see most of all. Right now, the American Revolution Tri-Pack and Next War Poland are running neck and neck in the voting. So you can vote through tomorrow to let me know. And on a side note, Chad Jensen's Welcome to Centerville. I'm going to do an unboxing on Friday. So because this seems pretty much kind of family fun zone-ish. I don't think not to say that adults aren't going to enjoy it, but I do think it's probably a title that preteens, maybe 11, 12 might be able to get into. So we're going to take a peek at this on Friday. So we've got that. Anyway, I got some other things I'm going to chat about a little bit, and I'm going to wait until after we do the news. So first off, I did want to say that I mentioned quite a few Calliope games last week, but I wasn't through sharing everything. That's right. There's still one more title that's on the horizon, and it's Capital City. Yes, Capital City. It's another game that looks like it's going to be some seriously family-friendly fare, and it's coming shortly. I believe it's on its way into stores. I mentioned last week that Calliope was shipping out copies of these games to their Kickstarter backers, and then stores were going to get them too. And excuse me, I have a little cat here. Must be hanging from my nose. Yes, there's the two cats that roam around down here. Anyway, here is the dope from Calliope Games. Howdy, Panda, and welcome to Capital City. In this here fast-playing card game designed by James Ernest, you've got 1 year to help build the most famous town in all the West. Each season, the train will bring in city slickers and kinfolk from the East to help you run your new businesses on Main Street. Hire your workers carefully, keeping in mind that members of the same family help each other reach success faster. In Capital City, dollars are useful, but victory points are like pure gold. At the end of the year, the player with the most victory points wins the game and becomes the new mayor of Capital City. Bring home a little piece of the Wild West today. In Capital City, players have 4 rounds represented by the seasons of the year to expand their Wild West town. First, they bid for player priority order for the current season. Next, they choose character cards from the train to put to work. Well, I guess you take the train into Capital City and right off the train and boom, right to work. Okie doke. Then you purchase building cards to form Main Street. Then players attach character cards to the building cards to earn dollars or victory points. Attached characters are workers that provide bonuses to the current player and other players with characters from the same family. At the end of 4 seasons, the player with the most victory points wins. Yeehaw! Capital City is for 3 to 6 players, ages 8 and up, plays in around 30 to 50 minutes, and will carry a very family-friendly MSRP of $20. Nice. Calliope's, 4 games that they've got already that are hitting? I don't know if they're going to be in stores before Christmas. That I can't tell you. But I did kind of reach out a little bit to Calliope, so I'm going to see if I can get some more info from their marketing / PR person. Anyway, I've got some news from Fantasy Flight Interactive. Fantasy Flight Interactive, who's that? Come on, it's Fantasy Flight Games. And following the studio's announcement in October, they revealed what their first game will be ported over to the PC, and that is the Lord of the Rings living card game. The digital adaptation of FFG's bestseller is currently in development for both, well, on Steam for PC, and will be published by Asmodee Digital. Here's the dope from Fantasy Flight. Asmodee Digital and Fantasy Flight Interactive announced they are partnering to bring the Lord of the Rings the card game to PC as a digitally optimized adaptation of the best-selling living card game from, you guessed it, Fantasy Flight Games. Fantasy Flight Games revolutionized the tabletop card games with the highly successful The Lord of the Rings the card game. Those are their words, not mine. Can't say they revolutionized card games with their living card games. Don't take me, don't get me wrong. They're good games, but I wouldn't necessarily say they revolutionized card games. Anyway, as a living card game, The Lord of the Rings the card game relied on a fixed distribution of cards to remove randomness from the purchase model and brought players deeper into the Lord of the Rings universe with a focus on immersive, narrative-driven experiences. Now, Fantasy Flight Interactive brings that same philosophy to the digital card game market with the Lord of the Rings living card game, a completely unique digital card game with a non-randomized approach to card purchasing and a focus on cooperative story-based gameplay. Nice. I do like the Lord of the Rings card game, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that they didn't, FFG didn't revolutionize card games. Boy, they're going to be mad at me for saying that. Sorry, but I'm just being honest. The Lord of the Rings living card game takes what fans love about the physical card game, adventure, lore, and a chance to play using powerful characters and artifacts, and adapts it for an entirely unique interactive experience on the PC, said Tim Gerritsen, head of Fantasy Flight Interactive. For those unfamiliar with the card game, the digital adaptation invites players to become a part of the fantastical world J.R.R. Tolkien created and embark on new adventures. As a single-player experience, the Lord of the Rings living card game tasks players with leading a team of 3 heroes through a series of narrative campaigns across Middle-earth as they face off against the dark forces of Sauron, controlled by the computer. Players will forge their own fellowships and build decks comprised of ally, event, and equipment cards to face challenges that test their willpower, knowledge, tactics, and leadership. In the future, the Lord of the Rings living card game will be expanded to support co-op play, allowing 2 players to bring their fellowships together and fight through quests side by side. So they do have a little kind of teaser trailer. So let's...
Something stirs within the shadows across Middle-earth. Eyes watch patiently with foul intent from hidden spaces. Mouths whisper from darkness to corrupt the minds of the just. Hands reach with greedy fingers from unwatched places to grasp for power and wealth. Who will raise their own light against the spread of this darkness? Who will stand against the unknown danger that creeps ever closer? To where shall we look for heroes?
I have to admit, that looks pretty cool. The Lord of the Rings living card game is going to launch first into early access via Steam as a single-player only game, and that's going to take place in the coming months. I do not have any sort of info as far as what months or what month we may see it. But, of course, as soon as I learn more, I will tell you. But I do want to mention the game is being launched as a full free-to-play release in 2018. I will take a wild stab that the way Fantasy Flight Interactive and Asmodee Digital will monetize that is, of course, through purchases of additional card packs, because there have been quite a few releases for the Lord of the Rings living card game over the years that it's been out. So they've got a slew of stuff that they can go and say, hey, you like the core game here? Why don't you pick up these adventures? You know, $3.99, $4.99, something like that. That is what I'm guessing we're going to be seeing there. But anyway, I do want to mention some RPG news. The hot-selling and genre-bending Tales from the Loop RPG from the good folks at Modiphius Entertainment is receiving its first adventure/campaign supplement today. And it's Tales from the Loop, Our Friends the Machines, and Other Mysteries. I don't happen to have a page count as of yet, but it looks like this is probably going to be packed with goodness. Here's the dope from Modiphius. Today, we're really pleased to announce the release of Tales from the Loop, Our Friends the Machines, and Other Mysteries, the first campaign book for the award-winning Tales from the Loop RPG, which scooped up no less than 5 Ennies, including Best Game, Best Setting, Best Writing, Best Internal Art, and Product of the Year this year. Toys suddenly developing intelligence, a mystical mummy roaming the beaches, weird events in the local video store, a mixtape full of mysteries, 4 wondrous machines, a guide to creating your own setting for the game. All of this and more is included in this volume, the first official module for the multiple award-winning Tales from the Loop RPG. All right, Modiphius, how many times are you going to keep telling us all about the awards you won? All the awards you won. Yeah, we get it. Okay, all right, it won a bunch of awards. I'm just teasing. I like Modiphius. I think a lot of their stuff is really cool. Our Friends the Machines, a mystery product launch of a new line of action toys that suddenly takes a turn to the weird. Also, horror movie mayhem. The 80s was the decade of moral panic when everything new was dangerous and corrupting. Say, for an example, like role-playing games and Dungeons and Dragons. In this mystery, the kids will investigate what is really happening in and around the local video store. The Mummy in the Mist. There are whispering rumors that it is back again. The Mummy, down by the lake, roaming the beaches by night, looking for something, hunkering after something. It will be up to the kids to solve this mystery. Come on, Scoob! Come on, let's get in the old mystery machine and let's check this out. Also, a mixtape filled with mysteries. 8 short mysteries based on classic pop songs from the era. This book also includes blueprints, background, and adventure hooks for 4 advanced and iconic machines from the world of the Loop. There's a hometown hack, which is a guide to creating your very own setting for the game, complete with the Norfolk Broads, a UK-based Loop. We hope you enjoy this latest adventure from this fantastic RPG universe, which, by the way, has won a lot of awards in that, right? Don't forget. And look out for more Tales from the Loop books and accessories coming soon. Our Friends the Machines is available now in print. It's approximately $34 over on Modiphius.net. Now, if you notice, I do have Modiphius.com in the slideshows because the way I usually run across it is Modiphius.net is sort of the store where Modiphius.com takes you to a bunch of the game info. So I always want you to check out the game info as opposed to just going directly to a store. Anyway, so as I mentioned, it's in print for approximately $34, and you can get it in PDF only through our good friends at Drive-Thru RPG for $17.41. You will also be able to buy Our Friends the Machines in your local gaming store come February. I have peeked a little bit at Tales from the Loop. I haven't read through enough of it where I could review it, but I'll I'll tell you what I can tell you without digging really deeply into it. It really does stand out. I can see why it won a bunch of awards. The artwork is just phenomenal in the book, and it is really, really different. I know there were a lot of companies that jumped on this whole Stranger Things bandwagon to try to, you know, profit off of Netflix's immensely popular series. But this is really, okay, it's got a little bit of that vibe to it, but it's really, really different. And just looking at some of the artwork that's in Our Friends the Machines and Other Mysteries will show you that this is really a standout product. So definitely check that out. I'll have to maybe reach out to Chris to see if maybe I can peek at a PDF. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. I would like that. That'd be very nice. Anyway, moving right along. Oh, yes. The revised edition of Kingsburg is now available from Z-Man Games. The classic dice placement game is getting reworked with some new goodies, and it's already winging its way into stores if it's not already there already. Here's the dope from Z-Man. The realm of Kingsburg is under attack. Armies of orcs, barbarians, zombies, and all manner of foul beast. Psh, dummy. Beef? What is a beef? All manner of foul beasts lurk just across the border, waiting to strike. To counter this threat, you have been appointed governor of a border province by the king himself. It's up to you to maintain your province and defend it from enemy attacks. When it's all over, only one of you will ascend to the royal council. Will you be a shield to defend? I need a sip. Gotta get a sip here. Nom, 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 nom. Much better. Will you be a shield to defend the realm, or will you be trampled under the weight of the invading hordes? I'm probably going to get trampled. I did get trampled the first time I ever played Kingsburg. Anyway, prepare thyself. With enemies on your doorstep and your province severely underdeveloped, you'll need all the help you can get to survive the oncoming onslaught. Luckily, the king and his advisors can help you get your hands on the resources you need to prepare your defenses. But these advisors are a fickle lot, and each will only agree to help one governor a season. To prosper, you must outmaneuver your rival governors and persuade the king's advisors to help you. Yes, you. Each game plays out over the course of several seasons that give you the opportunity to develop your province, and seeking the aid of those royal counselors is as simple as rolling dice. From the spring through the fall, you roll your dice and assign them to as many as 3 advisors numbered 1 to 18. Each advisor grants a unique reward, from vital military intelligence to the resources you need to construct buildings in your province, but can only be used once. This allows you to play cleverly, gaining rewards beneficial to you while keeping vital supplies out of your rivals' hands. Each game plays out over the course of several seasons, yes, we did mention that already, that give you the opportunity to develop your province and seeking the aids. Wow, how many times they want to tell me this? Damn you, teleprompter. I have no idea why I'm seeing this again. So we'll just, wait a second. How's everybody doing? Anyway, okay, all right. Winter brings with it an invading army that all players must face. Those who have built wisely will easily overcome this threat and reap the rewards. Those who lack adequate defenses, on the other hand, will suffer the consequences. No matter what happens, whoever has built the most prosperous province after 5 years wins the day. Kingsburg needs protectors now more than ever. Defending the realm from sure destruction is nice, but earning a spot on the Royal Council is even better. Now wait a second, so if the realm were destroyed, wouldn't there not be a Royal Council? That's just how I sort of look at it. Rise to the occasion and take your place at King Tritus's side in the revised edition of Kingsburg, available now. This new edition includes plenty of new options which are supposed to beef up gameplay. Kingsburg is for 2 to 5 players, ages 13 up, plays in around 90 minutes to 2 hours, and it does carry an MSRP of $59.99. Sweet. I have played Kingsburg twice, and it's an interesting game. I mean, I thought it was kind of cool. I would like to, I'm hoping that they've added some new stuff. Z-Man Games has added some new stuff, because I did find the experience to be a little bit light for a game that takes that long to play. But I liked it. It was pretty cool. Wargamers out there are going to want to take note that the latest issue of Yah Magazine is now available from my friends at Flying Pig Games. That's right, and as with all issues of this gaming mag, it comes with a complete game for you to play. Especially noteworthy in this issue is that game in question is designed by my great pal, Herman Luttman. Howdy, Herman. Here is the dope from Flying Pig. Yah Magazine issue 10 is now shipping. Flying Pig Games announces the latest issue of their war/strategy gaming magazine and game, and it's now shipping. This issue's game is Herman Luttman's Steamroller, a highly playable, and when we say highly playable, we mean fun as hell, tense operational look at 1914's pivotal Tannenberg campaign. The almost 80 pages of articles include Nick O'Neill visiting a galaxy far, far away with his take on the popular Star Wars Rebellion, while Deborah Mahmood dives deep into VPG's glorious and gorgeous new second edition of Nemo's War, which, on a side note, is being kickstarted. A new print run's being kickstarted, folks. So if you missed out on the second edition of Nemo's War, get over to victorypointgames.com. It's a pretty short campaign. I think it only runs till the 21st. But enough about Victory Point Games. I'm talking about Flying Pig Games. Anyway, Roger Leroy, taking a guess, gets up close with urban ops, and newcomer Keith Beeson scrutinizes the fall of the Third Reich. Wow. Going all the way back to that Avalon Hill title? Huh, that's pretty amazing. Although I gotta admit, I think the fall of the Third Reich is pretty easy to get your hands on eBay and other secondary marketplaces. Also, John Burt takes a look at Bloody Dawns. Of course, it's not Yah without the scenarios, right? We've got the second part of Chuck Ternista's fascinating King Arthur scenarios for Command and Colors Ancients, and an exclusive setup for Space Cadets Away missions by Tom Russell, and a Sticks and Stones scenario pulled from Mark H. Walker's Dark War Retribution from the designer himself, which would be Mark H. Walker. Duh. To name but a few. It's 78 pages of gaming greatness, and it's shipping right now. Yes, you can score Yah, wait, hang on, Yah number 10 for $40, or you can get the PDF through Wargame Vault for $15. But come on, you want those pretty counters for Herman's game, people. Don't want to play Steamroller with your own print-on-demand stuff? Come on. Anyway, I do want to mention that Netflix has a new movie coming out on December 22nd, and a lot of people are really pumped, and they're waiting for it. In fact, I am wearing a t-shirt right now for the Will Smith-driven exclusive film to Netflix, Bright. I had a chance to learn a little about the film at this year's San Diego Comic-Con, and it does look pretty interesting, and I'm really sure fans of fantasy and role-playing games especially are going to be checking this out when it hits because it looks pretty cool. So we've got a trailer. Let's take a quick peek.
Are you ready? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Windows up. Drive it like you stole it.
Put on the gas, hit the motor.
Officer Ward, what happened?
I got a dude in my car, and the whole world is watching.
Our nation's first Orcish police officer.
I can't fuck up my pension. Hey, don't get me stabbed.
Rival's always gotta be the bad guys.
Danger, danger. I don't fit in, I'm a stranger.
So that night, we responded to a 415 disturbance call. Immediately took fire.
You all right? No holes?
Only the ones I was born with. How are your holes?
The fuck can you make a shootout awkward?
Believe I can take out all the evil.
It's a magic wand.
This is like a nuclear weapon that grants wishes.
And it just went really sideways from that point.
I've only seen magic strike and kill.
Look, I didn't put it through the struggle just to let a little trouble knock me out of my position.
The devil is coming.
We have to protect the wand. So I need to know that you got my back. You a cop first or an orc first?
It's time to end this.
Fuck it, I want to die.
Let's do it.
We're gonna titty bar gunfight die.
How did all my dreams turn to nightmares? How did I lose it when I was right there? Now I'm so far that it feels like it's all gone to pieces. Tell me why the world never fights fair.
Butterfingers.
We were doing so good.
Someone take me.
Are we friends?
I think we should spend our time just trying to survive this shit.
If we do this, we'll be heroes forever.
I need you to take your fat, Shrek-looking ass back the fuck home to Fiona. All right?
As I said, that does look pretty cool. Netflix had at San Diego Comic-Con, they had one of those, like I said before, they like to, they don't call them exhibits, but they had the new season of Stranger Things. They had the Defenders, where as you were waiting to get into some of the little areas that they had set up with these installations, where you could actually get a hot dog. There's like a hot dog stand, like a New York style, so it was supposed to be a New York street. And Bright was another property, another film that they were promoting, and it was funny because I kept calling it Blight. I kept thinking it was called Blight. I have no idea why, but I did get a cool t-shirt as part of the Netflix swag. Anyway, if you'd like a little more information about what this film is about, according to Netflix, it's set in an alternate present day where humans, orcs, elves, and fairies have been coexisting since the beginning of time. Bright is genre-bending action that follows two cops from very different backgrounds. Ward, Will Smith, and Jacoby, Joel Edgerton, embark on a routine patrol night and encounter a darkness that will ultimately alter the future and their world as they know it. Bright is, I almost said Blight. Bright is coming to Netflix on December 22nd, so a week from Friday. I also have another piece of Netflix news and Marvel news, because they have confirmed the release date for the second season of Jessica Jones. There isn't a whole lot that we know about next season, but we do know it's going to premiere March 8th, 2018. And there is a brand new trailer that popped out. It's very short. It's a teaser. It's about a minute. But let's...
Everyone has secrets. If not their own, then someone else's. What are you? How did you end up like this? Are you gonna kill me?
People actually ask you?
It comes up.
Knowing what was done to you might help you.
What if facing it makes me worse? I've already killed someone. If you say with great power comes great responsibility, I swear I'll throw up one.
So not a whole lot to go on as far as the teaser there, but I do understand David Tennant is going to be back to reprise his role as Kilgrave. But I'm going to take a guess that's probably just going to be him featured in flashbacks. That's just my gut impression, folks. That's all it is. I don't know anything more than you do. Also, finally, my best friend Elliott Miller is at it again with another one of his wacky board game reviews. And I thought I would share the intro with you. And in case you aren't familiar with Elliott's website, voiceofe.com, or his very unique approach to his videos, you really should take a peek. This time, Elliott takes on the role of Nikola Tesla, as well as an uninvited guest, as he tackles Macroscope from Mayday.
Hello, my name is Nikola Tesla, and I am coming before you today to present my newest invention, the Macroscope. What I have here is a small prototype of the finished machine. With your investment, I will be able to build a full-size, fully functional macroscope.
Tesla. What are you up to today?
Edison, what are you doing here? Are you having me followed now? This is a private meeting, and you are not invited.
Of course, of course. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Now to continue. The macroscope is designed to interpret a simple image from the brainwaves of a nearby individual, using a magnetic field receiver to read the electrical pulses emanating from the subject's brain. The image is revealed by removing these small windows on top of the device, which reveals the image in pieces as each window is removed. Allow me to demonstrate. I will turn the machine on. Wireless power. And then remove the window cover plates one at a time. The light from the windows burns the image onto the paper, but we must be careful not to allow too much light all at once. Finally, we remove the picture. As you can see, someone in this room is thinking very strongly about light bulbs.
Did someone say light bulbs? This looks like an interesting machine. I have one just like it, but better, of course.
I said good day to you, sir. Your presence here is not welcome.
Fine. I will see you in court.
Now, I have here some investment contracts for those of you interested in investing into the scientific breakthrough of the century. Edison! Macroscope from Mayday Games is a family game in which the players are competing to see who can figure out the image hidden in the macroscope before anyone else does. The game comes with the macroscope device that you have to assemble. Whoa. It's fairly easy to do despite the instructions not being very clear on the product.
There you have it. What, you thought you were going to get to watch the entire video? No. Just wanted to share the intro. If you want to see Elliott's review of Macroscope from Mayday Games, be sure to go to voiceofe.com, and he has a variety of different videos that he does a game review, but he opens them up with little productions of his own. You got to see the one that Elliott did for Fireside Games for Hot Shots. He plays the Heat Miser from Year Without a Santa Claus. Or, yeah, it was Year Without a Santa Claus, wasn't it? Yeah, almost positive. Anyway, so that is it for the news for today. And yes, I know Elliott's video wasn't necessarily news-ish, but it was new to a lot of you out there. But I did mention last week that on Mondays, what I wanted to try to do is kind of talk a little bit about some places where you can save some money on games. Talk about companies that might have some specials going on. And there are two sales that are going on that I'm going to point out right away. One is Victory Point Games. They're doing their 12 Days of Christmas. And every other day, they're revealing another game that's on sale just through, I believe it's December 24th. So that's out there. And I think now we've got 5 games that they've got on sale. And then Osprey Publishing, Osprey Games, has a 30% off sale through December 15th. And there are a variety of different games, including The Ravens, which I was going to review today. And I will talk about why I'm not going to review it after I talk about a few other things. But I do have something else from Osprey Games that we're going to take a look at. But you can save 30% on a few of their game titles, and that is through December 15th. Now, I do also want to mention that there is some pretty cool savings out there right now from Bundle of Holding, and they are 2 RPG series from Pelgrane Press. And the first is Dracula's Dossier. And this is a really good deal that's going on over at Bundle of Holding. Here's the dope. Adventurer, the shadowy supervisors of Project Edom have cleared us for the Dracula Dossier bundle. The Dracula Dossier is an epic improvised horror espionage campaign for Night's Black Agents. Star designer Kenneth Height's gumshoe system tabletop role-playing game of Burned Spies versus Vampires from Pelgrane Press. In 1893, a visionary spy master in the British Naval Intelligence Department tried to recruit the perfect asset, a vampire. Operation Edom contacted Count Dracula in Transylvania, set up a safe house and headquarters in England, and arranged transit. Then it all went wrong. Dracula betrayed his minder and double-crossed NID. British intelligence hunted him down on his home ground and terminated him with 2 knives and extreme prejudice. Or so they thought. Dracula lives. Now it's up to you to finish the job. Funded by a spectacular November 2014 Kickstarter campaign, the Dracula Dossier series follows in the fully improvisational path of the award-winning The Armitage Files campaign for Trail of Cthulhu. Players follow up leads in the margins of Dracula Unredacted, a rare edition of Bram Stoker's masterpiece that reveals the terrifying truth behind the fiction. Players choose which leads to track, which scarlet trail to follow. The director, using the clear step-by-step techniques in these ebooks, improvises a suitably blood-soaked thriller in response to their choices. Together, you create your own unique story. This comprehensive offer brings you the entire Dracula Dossier line. For just $17.95, you get all 3 titles in the Agents Collection with a retail value of $54 as DRM-free PDF ebooks, including the Night's Black Agents Core Rulebook, retail price $25. Dracula Unredacted, retail price $20, and the Edom Field Manual, retail $9. If you pay more than the threshold price of $29.11, I don't know where they came up with the 11 cents, you'll level up and also get their entire Director's Collection with 4 more titles worth an additional $65, including the indispensable Dracula Dossier Director's Handbook, retail price $25, plus the Dracula Dossier deck of non-player character cards, the Edom Files, retail $16, and that's a collection of scenarios, as well as the Hawkins Papers, retail price $17, with over 30 beautiful player handouts. They've also added The Thrill of Dracula, wherein Ken Hite analyzes portrayals of Dracula in fiction and film across the decades. I have to point out, this really is a steal for the complete Dracula's dossier. This is another title that I've kind of paged through a bit, but not, once again, to the point where I could really feel comfortable giving it a review. But I can tell you, it's another title that is pretty good. It's really great stuff from what I've seen. Right now, you do have 16 days to save. And of course, I'll have the links in my news piece on thegaminggang.com later on tonight. So you say you want more RPG gaming goodness? Well, you can save some more bucks with the second Pelgrane Press bundle of holding, and it's for the Dying Earth series. You'll even have an opportunity to score everything ever published, to my knowledge, for the game. And here's the dope on that bundle. The worthy effectators of the 21st Aeon have revivified, yes, it's revivified, and vastly expanded our January 2014 offer featuring the Pelgrane Press Dying Earth tabletop role-playing game. Now this comprehensive Dying Earth complete bundle encompasses the entire DERPG line based on the world-famous Dying Earth stories by legendary fantasist Jack Vance. And if you're not familiar with Jack Vance, the entire magic system philosophy of the original Dungeons and Dragons and advanced Dungeons and Dragons, things like that, are pretty much all taken from his series of Dying Earth novels. Anyway, if you actually bought this offer during its original run or its March 2015 revival, you're going to get all the newly added titles in your Wizards Cabinet download page. So that's kind of cool. So this is one of Humble Bundle's largest offers ever. For just $18.95, you get all 7 titles in the Essentials collection, which has a retail value of $76. Once again, these are DRM-free PDFs. It includes the Dying Earth core rulebook, the complete original 192-page game by Robin D. Laws, plus the Dying Earth Revivification Folio. Robin's 2012 update that adapts the Dying Earth setting to his fast-playing Skullduggery rule system. Primer of Practical Magic, the DERP spells adapted to the D20 system. Okay, don't know if that's necessarily something essential, but the Compendium of Universal Knowledge, which is a huge, passably accurate, incessantly entertaining encyclopedia of the Dying Earth setting. Cuggled Compendium of Indispensable Advantages, worthy adjuncts for wayward wayfarers like the protagonist of Eyes of the Overworld and Cuggle's Saggle. Gotta get a sip again. They start throwing out all these like unpronounceable names and things like that. Kayan's Player's Guide, Robin Law's all-encompassing guidebook to a city perfect for long-term play at all levels. Includes the bonus Old Town chapter. Scum Valley Gazetteer, an exhaustive travelogue of the ideal starting region for new characters. And if you pay more than the threshold of $37.78, that'd be $37.78, you'll level up and get the complete collection with 17 more supplements and adventures worth an additional $106 that amplify your Dying Earth game at all 3 levels of play. And I am not going to read through all these different titles with completely unpronounceable names. Just suffice to say that go over to bundleofholding.com. You've got 2 Pelgrane Press deals that are going on, Dracula's Dossier and Dying Earth series. You are going to get some fantastic gaming at a fraction of the normal cost. And I do believe the Dying Earth collection also has about 16 days to go with that. So that is it for all the news and some money-saving items out there, some sales going on. And it was nice to see we got a troll pop up in the chat. That's great. Nobody really chats anyway, but I left the chat up there in case somebody wants to ask a question when I'm doing an unboxing or doing a review or how to play video, something like that. So before I move on, I am actually going to do a live unboxing of Samurai Gardener from Osprey Games today. Because I was originally going to do a review for the Ravens of 3 Sahasri. I never get this pronunciation right. And I'll explain why I'm not going to do a review today for it in just a moment. But anyway, a couple of quick things from the mailbag. And if you notice, there is mailbag at thegaminggang.com. So if you got any questions, comments, suggestions, want to know, want me to talk about like my favorite role-playing games or favorite war games or favorite 4-player games, 3, whatever, feel free to ask. So anyway, did get an email asking from Carol. I assume it's the same Carol again that asked a question last week, asking me why I don't do many negative reviews. And that is true. You don't see a whole lot of negative reviews anymore over at thegaminggang.com. And there's a few reasons for that. And first off, I really don't want to waste my time putting together a review of something I dislike. Usually, the only way I'll do it is if there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh, this game is fantastic. Well, and I don't think it's fantastic, then I'm actually going to make my disagreement known or my differing opinion known. Or if a company, their press info is just, oh, this is just the greatest thing since sliced bread and this is fabulous, and then I get it and it's just utter crap, then I think it's really my responsibility to let the public know that. But for the most part, very, very rarely do I ever do negative reviews anymore. And it's not because I'm getting paid to say good things about games, or I figure, oh, well, I can't be honest in my review because then a company's not going to send me stuff anymore. Trust me, companies know when they've got an undercooked game that hit the market, or a game that maybe isn't so hot that went out on sale. A lot of companies know that. They're not all just thinking, oh, all of our games are fantastic. So anyway, as far as this game right here, I did get it out on the table a couple of times this weekend, and I found it's sort of confusing. I don't necessarily know what to make of it. It's I don't want to say it's a bad game yet, because I really haven't gone to I haven't really gotten into it a whole lot. So you know, actually, hang on one second. There's something wrong with the cat over here. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, the Pinky was, I don't know, getting sick, so I wanted to make sure she was all right. So that was what was throwing me off. All of a sudden, I'm kind of like out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, you know, what's up? What's going on? What's the problem? Okay, so anyway, so I got this out. I played this with my niece and also my nephew. And my nephew's 16, my niece is 12. They didn't care for it much. I found it a little confusing. It's not the easiest game to figure out. But I don't want to give it a review yet because I think there's something here. I just really need to get more of a type gamer to play this with me. So I was really hoping to do a review of this today because it is on sale over at Osprey Games for $16. It's normally $22. And there were some things that were kind of cool about it, but I got to be honest, it was pretty much like my niece and nephew were getting very frustrated with the game. So anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to maybe get this out sometime later on this week before that sale is over. So anyway, so that was the one item, and that's why I wanted to mention too about doing like negative reviews. For one, sometimes I got to play a game a few times before I can figure it out, or before some of the I guess hidden pleasures of the game become apparent. But anyway, like I said, don't like wasting my time doing negative reviews. There are plenty of people out there who just seem to get their jollies off of giving negative reviews. So a lot of times, I would prefer to just let them do that. You know what? Like I said, I'll let a company know why I don't care for the game and why it would get a less than stellar review. And there are some companies out there sometimes who are like, okay, you're being honest, feel free, go ahead. Because some of them look at it as, well, it's promotion. Any PR is better than no PR. Well, then there are other companies out there who are just like, no, we don't want, no, just say thanks. So anyway, so that is that. That is what we got going on there for the mailbag. But I do want to take a peek at Samurai Gardener, which is another of the Osprey games that popped out. I should say, Pinky, relax, baby. I think she's being over here stabbed or something. Here, my hands are right here. She's kind of carrying on. I don't know if you can catch it on the mic. You might. Anyway, so let me take a quick peek over here. Let's move on over. And we've got Samurai Gardener. And this is a game designed by Hasashi Hayashi. Wow. Fairly easy for me to pronounce. As a loyal samurai, this is your toughest challenge yet. In the beautiful city of Edo, you must create a spectacular garden to humble your rivals and bring honor to your lord. Move swiftly to grab the best cards, but play them thoughtfully to create magnificent paths, ponds, and bushes. Race to complete your garden or plan carefully to go for the big points. Balancing great speed and deep thought, such is the way of the Samurai Gardener. Hey, and maybe we could see John Belushi return from the grave to be the Samurai Gardener. It contains 89 cards, 5 player cubes, a scoreboard, rule book. It's for 3 to 5 players. Plays in about 15 to 20 minutes. And it is for ages 10 and up. So let's get a look at this. Let's see what we got. Come on. And yes, it is a true unboxing. I say that all the time. It's like, okay, I'm actually taking the plastic off. It's a real unboxing. No cheating. I've mentioned a few times before, I kind of prefer to not really know much about a game when I do an unboxing. All right, let's see if we can get this open. All right, come on, you. Let's go. There we go. Aha. All right. And we've got the rules here. Not a whole lot to these. Talking about the components, feature cards, 5 score markers, 5 scoring aids, rules of setting up, seizing, so I guess that's how you get your hands on the cards, gardening, overlap, adjacent, diagonal. I'll see, it looks like this is another kind of puzzle-ish game, as well as the scoring. Winning the game, optional rules and a scoring example. All told, not a whole heck of a lot of rules that you need to get into. And this looks like pretty solid board here. That is the scoring board. We've got some big plastic cubes. All right, whoops. No doubt each of the players takes a cube and they're going to be tracking their scoring on this. It's like a maximum of 29 points. And we got a deck of cards. I always just take a peek, make sure there's nothing under the insert. Sometimes there's components hidden under the insert. And if you don't look, you're thinking, hey, wait a second, what? Where's this? Where's that? And then you just lift up the insert and it's like, oh, there it is. It's hidden. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scoring aids. So you're looking to, it's like you're looking to try to line up certain objects in a row. 5 in a row, 4 points, and then but 6 or more in a row, no points. Okay, so we've got garden cards, garden path, pond. So I think these are the feature cards. Okay, so yes, those are the feature cards. Let's see. Okay, so they all have the same backing. No, they don't. So that's a pond. Yep. Okay. So at least you can determine what is what. Now, I don't know if you're going to place these in separate piles. Let's take a look. Let's say in the setup. Maybe. Very possible. Okay. And then these cards here are, oh look, a cat and a dog asleep. Looks like the cat's taking a, no, that's a dog too. Okay. So I get the impression you're looking to try to like match these up in rows just like that would be. Well, at least it looks like this won't be as difficult for some people to wrap their heads around as it was for like the Ravens. But I promise it wasn't. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like it was a bad game. It was just the two kids, I guess I should say, I was playing with, just were very, very frustrated by it. Cool. All right. Can't be too difficult. It's for ages 10 and up. So nice. Very cool. So we've got I guess we would say these are garden cards. And then we've got the feature cards, the scoring cubes, the scoring aids for the players, as well as the scoreboard and the rule book. And that is, how about turning that around? That is what we find in Samurai Gardener from Osprey Games. So pretty cool. I will get that out. I don't believe that's one of the titles that's on sale over at Osprey right now, but I could be wrong. I know the Ravens is, Zubal is, Shahrazad, which I also have. I'll be doing an unboxing of that very shortly too. Those are all on sale for 30% off. So there you have it. Once again, another day that starts off with audio issues that kind of throw me completely off for the entire show. I don't know. It's just, I hope I get this finally ironed out, which I'm going to be working on tonight to try to do my best to get it where I don't turn on this desktop and get ready to start doing a show and have it just not recognizing mics or virtual audio cables and all those other things. Anyway, so hopefully your Monday is off and running as mine is. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I am going to do a review of Vengeance, which is hidden behind this pop filter on the mic, from Greenbrier Games, and it is a pretty meaty game. So I'm going to see how I can kind of squeeze most of the stuff in range of the camera. That might be a little tricky, but I am going to review that tomorrow. And by all means, be sure to follow the Gaming Gang over on Twitter, Facebook. If you like the Gaming Gang, and hopefully we're going to iron out stuff in this show soon enough, you can always become a patron on Patreon. You can also PayPal.me, one-time donation or tip or whatever. I'm not going to sit here busting your chops about sending me money. Anyway, once again, I am Jeff McAleer, and for the latest in gaming news, reviews, movies, TV, comics, you know the drill by now. Be sure to get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. And until tomorrow, thanks for watching.